Welcome to Airstream Wheeler. We share our RV repairs top to bottom, bit of Airstream life and some travel. And if this is your first time clicking on one of our videos, thank you. First thing I want to say is last week's video about our lift. We put a 3-inch lift on the Airstream. It's a bit of a joke, I'm under here because now I've got the clearance to be under here. That marks a significant milestone for us because what that was not a repair of our salvage trailer, but more of a modification, something we wanted to do, forward-thinking improvement, not just a repair of something in the past. We were pretty happy to do it, and we think it marks, again, a significant milestone. Now, I don't want to imply that all of the work on this is done. This was flooded. There's still some small things kind of here, there, and everywhere that we could still spend some time repairing. Ultimately, we have to decide what's worth doing to make it like it was versus just take it forward into the future. 90s right now, it's supposed to be 100 today, so this one seems a little bit funny, but basically right now, this trailer is not ready for freezing temperatures, and eventually we're gonna need it to be. This is one of the things I'm planning on doing today. I might have implied earlier that all of the major repairs to these systems have been done, but these stabilizer feet are still not repaired. Replaced the motors, switches, traced wires, still frustrating me. I'm gonna work a little bit today on something I found while we were doing the 3-inch lift, is that I found a place where the system is grounded to the frame, and I'm gonna remake that ground, and I'm hoping I see better voltages on the wires running to the stabilizer feet.
It's a bit of a battle to get that off there, but what I'd like to do is change out this connection here for something different and have it screwed to the frame. That was a nut and bolt, and a self-tapping screw may maintain better contact. Hoping by changing to this style, we get a little bit better connection on this wire.
I know now I've got good metal-to-metal contact. I'm gonna check these feet real quick and see if I've made an improvement. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on them today if I haven't, but here's hoping they just work. Well, it's a little infuriating, but I feel like I keep making progress and eventually I'll get there. This is a perfect project right now. You know why? Because it gives me a 5-minute break from those stabilizer feet. A couple things I gotta think about. I'm missing something somewhere. I'm not sure what it is, but this one isn't hard, so it'll give me a break. Kit's designed to have tape wrapped around the pipe to hold everything in place, so I'm going to go ahead and take the dirt away so the tape sticks. Stuff is a foil tape. Gotta peel the backer to make it work, and it's labeled peculiar tape inside there. I don't know what that means, never heard of it before as being a specific thing, but we're gonna tape everything in place. The last thing I'm gonna do, don't have the material right now, is I'm gonna cover it in a foam insulation, just a thin black wrap. Basically makes it invisible, nobody will even tell it's here. I like things to look neat and tidy, so that's what I'm aiming for by the time I'm done. I've pre-positioned some tape here. Just gonna stick this guy into place. Now the rules of this state, it's supposed to run in a line, but I've got a shorter run of pipe than this is actually made for. I'm gonna have to call a little bit of an audible here and do it the way I did on the Safari, which is to have it pass by itself without crossing over in a way that causes a hot point. That's the main issue with having this stuff cross back over on itself or wrapping the pipe with it, is you can't have it create a hot spot. And so I'm gonna keep it separated even if I double it up. I will say the kit comes with plenty of this tape, so I'm gonna make sure I'm happy with the amount of connection points we have on here. Just do a couple more laps. Pretty much done. I've got the cord zip tied down here. I've only got about 6 inches hanging. You're never gonna have enough cord on one of these to actually make it to an electrical panel under most circumstances. So you may as well have it short so that it won't fall and drag and get damaged. So I've zip tied it up short. I'm pretty happy with how all this goes. It's gonna be months before we test it. I'm okay with that. Final thing I'll do when the insulation comes in the mail is I will just fully insulate it so it doesn't even really show. It just looks black like the pipe used to. So the 3-inch lift on the Airstream does cause us one small problem, which is that the hitch ball on the truck is now 3 inches too low. And there is, I believe, a pretty quick solution for this, which is simply to raise the ball up on the hitch, and I should be able to take care of that with just a wrench and a socket. So the first step here is to reinstall the hitch, and got to figure out exactly how we're going to get the ball up 3 inches. Time to see if this has been on here too long. Actually, despite the wrench slipping off, we're doing okay. What do they say? Lift with the legs. Much better idea. Taking these apart is in some sense a little bit of busy work, but to be honest, I don't mind checking them out to just kind of make sure there's nothing weird going on. Funny wear that might make a notch in the bolt and ruin its structural integrity. That'd be real bad. So I'm actually going to set this down, check everything out. Looks like we got a minor amount of chafing here on the hitch, and then a little bit of wear on the bolts. This one up towards the head here. This one a little bit lower down. Pair them up so it's visible. I don't think it's anything to worry about. It really just is a bit of scratching. And we're going to put them back a little bit different so it's not going to keep wearing in the same spot. I would call this a pretty straightforward change. About the only limiting factor, not everybody might have these wrenches. At a minimum, you might want to carry an adjustable. It's pretty handy. It's gonna make the right size for a lot of your suspension bolts on your Airstream, making adjustments to your hitch. Not a bad idea to have it, really, if you're out and about with a trailer. Socket wrench this size might be overkill, but I like carrying it. It was my grandfather's. You might be thinking, why didn't you flip this over? Now you've got this bit hanging down low. And ultimately, the way I looked at it, this hole here, I would need a hole right up here to be able to flip this hitch over and put this ball where it is, same height, but getting rid of the drag point. And I don't have a hole right here. The hitch runs out. So this is the way it has to be to get me to the right height, essentially 2.5 inches up from where we were before. One more thing, did like sticking an extra pin here, and we just lost that, but I guess I can go down below. No harm, no foul. On top, it gave me an extra kind of handle to grab. Staying away from the grease is always a challenge for me. This is a little project we've been waiting to do. These little burners are terrible, and we're gonna solve this right now. These grates are for a Furrion stove, but they'll work for our Dometic, so let's get them unwrapped and get them installed. The holes for the burners apparently don't line up perfectly, but it's close enough and much safer than the ones that come with the original. Wow, that's pretty good. It's exactly what I wanted. This is the one that's slightly burned away. If they're misadjusted, they get too close to the flame. That's really nice. Trying to use the wok on the other ones was just asking for trouble. Stand by for the sound of me cracking my head on this thing. 3, 2, 1. I've made some progress with the stabilizer feet. Check this out. So the problem is this progress is a little bit of the embarrassing kind of progress, which is if I hit both buttons at the same time, the back ones go down. There we go. And both buttons at the same time, front ones go up. Back down, front up. Don't know how to fix that. I think I got some progress here. We've got up and down on the switch as normal. That is, at least for the back one. Still gotta work on the front one, but progress is progressing. So this switch in the body here acts like it only moves about half a volt through. And when I'm connected to 13 volts, I only see about half a volt on the other side of the switch. And I decided that I didn't trust that. I want to check it on the battery. So I connected this junk straight to the battery and I get 13 volts moving through the switch. So I've still got to troubleshoot here. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but I think I'm getting closer. Might be nothing, but that wire right there, for some reason, I haven't redone that connection. I've done the yellow one with a Wago. I'll do that connection now and see what I get. Let me explain for a minute where I'm stopped. On the power wires, you can see my meter leads. Going to the switch, I've got 13.76 volts. I switch my meter leads to the blue and yellow wires leading out of the switch. Half a volt. Other direction, half a volt. Last test, got my meter leads connected to the blue and yellow wires. If I operate the switch, 13.76 volts. I'll explain this kind of as simply as I can. I think it's pretty obvious what the problem is, but leave a comment if you think I'm dead wrong. Here we go. So get ready to watch the meter here. This wire is the motor connection. So the motor up here is disconnected. Hitting the switch, I have 13 volts on the wires, both directions, 13.76. Okay, check this out. I add the motor. Now the motor is fully wired in. Tops out just under half a volt. Come back here, disconnect the other side of the motor lead. You can see I've got 13 volts again. I've been, metaphorically at least, banging my head against this for months. Really the last major thing I would say we have to do, other than replace the carpet, if we're gonna replace the carpet, but that's a known thing. As far as returning systems to operation, this guy is the last thing. We replaced this motor because we thought that's the shortest route. Sure enough, by the time we took the motor apart that this replaced, it was awful. It was all rusted out. There was no way it was gonna work. It did turn, it pretended like it was gonna work, but there was gonna be no longevity. So we went ahead, bit the bullet and replaced these motors. But this one is acting like it's shorted or something. I can't tell. I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna put straight battery power right to it, and we'll see what happens. Works. Don't know why it doesn't work in place unless it just can't handle the load. Maybe we should just connect it straight to the battery so we have all points of weakness ruled out. All right, my new strategy, I'm gonna put it straight up here. I'm gonna mount it like it should be, and then I'm gonna connect it straight to battery power. Now, you can't do that normally because it needs the stop, it needs the kind of stop resistor switch, and it needs to be able to, you know, forward, backward. You have to reverse the wires on the battery to make it go back up if you get it going down, vice versa. So it's not a permanent solution, but I just want to see if the motor acts right, connected straight to proper 12-volt power. In this case, we've been measuring 13.76. It should operate normally, and if it doesn't, that little motor was bought from Amazon and is bad. If I ignore the body wiring of the Airstream, all I gotta do is put this switch up front. For everybody that was, like me, hoping for a perfect solution to this little problem, what I've got right now is a switch that works from a motor that works really close to where the battery is in this trailer.
Hi.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. You know how much I love working in here.
Oh yeah, it's your favorite place.
Yeah.
And I see you've emptied it out for comfort to make
Yeah, no. It's nice to have something to put your elbows on. In this case, I think it's the hose. No, let me explain this to you real quick. We have good power here.
Yep.
To power a switch right here in this box.
Okay.
To run straight down and power that foot.
Okay.
So for now, it will work. For now. I know this is not a permanent thing.
Okay.
It's not perfect.
As long as it means
The stabilizer feet work.
the stabilizer feet can be deployed and picked up if needed, and it's not going to cost us hundreds of dollars to
No, there's really nothing.
buy manual feet. We just need to keep chasing wires.
Yeah.
Started off the day trying to figure out the stabilizer feet, hoping it would be as simple as regrounding a wire. Much later in the day, got it figured out. I've got them down to the switches. It's got to be the wiring running through the center of the Airstream in the underbelly. In the middle, there's something bad. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't got there and I haven't figured it out. But I have them wired to a switch up front and I have the backs working as they should. And what that means is we have stabilizer feet on switches that work. So in some sense, today was a victory, but they're not exactly done perfect. And I'm gonna have to go back and figure out that stretch of wiring that I don't have any access to right now. But all in all, I'd call it a success. Next up, I got a little project in the truck that's been lagging for 6 months. Haven't got around to it, can't say why. Boss says it needs to get done today. Shouldn't take more than a few minutes. Come with me. This is broken. It should have a little cap and it should stay where you put it back in the console. I think it's as simple as changing out the little ring, and I'm gonna try that now. For us with an older vehicle to tow our Airstream, we definitely want to keep up with the little maintenance items to make sure things aren't just kind of, you know, an everything's broke situation. So in this case, all I've got to do is slide off the plastic ring here, slide this one on. I should be able to pop that back into place, and I won't have an outlet that's kind of half falling out all the time. So I've got this little clip on both sides, and all I've got to do is push it in, and I'll be able to slide this back like that. We'll replace it, and we'll be good to go. After a minute of struggling with it, I determined that I did have to kind of give it a little bit of a slap to pop it into place, but it's straight, square, exactly what I want now, so that when we unplug the jack rig, we don't get the whole outlet sliding out in our hands. Don't know why it took me so long to do it, but now it's done. Here's another little situation in our tow vehicle. just a little rubber grommet, but it's failed in the UV. Guess the sun has eaten it. So not very expensive, straight from Toyota. We've got the proper one to put back, and I'll just knock that out right now. Just crumbling to bits in my hand. Pretty much wipe it off. I did open the hood to be able to poke the tool at the back side of it. Again, for us, it's really just trying to keep up with the small things that keep the truck looking good. I don't know what's wrong with me. You saw it just come off here, right?